Hello, everyone, and welcome to our part one of the podcast, Envision, the Corporate Practice of Medicine and the Physician Advocacy. In this part one, we have our fantastic medical student, Kenan Bouzida, who is going to be doing a quick review of Envision and what happened with it as a primer for his conversation in part two with Dr. McNamara. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SimKit podcast. My name is Kenan Bouzida. I'm a third-year medical student at Tufts University School of Medicine. Very excited for my first recording here on the podcast. Today's topic is one of contention, ethical concerns, and the ever-changing landscape of modern American healthcare. That topic being the rise and fall of Envision healthcare. Today, we dive deep into the highs, lows, and unforeseen twists of one of the most infamous healthcare corporations in recent memory. So grab your popcorn, squeeze that stress ball. Let's get into this. Envision Healthcare, originally EM Care, founded in 1992, was initially focused on providing outsourced medical services to hospitals, theoretically increasing each hospital's service capabilities and patient care options. In advertisements to physicians, Envision's mission was to streamline operations, connecting them to job opportunities, and keeping the management responsibilities in the background, with the idea that physicians could concentrate on patient care. With financial backing from major investors like CD&R, Onyx Capital, and KKR, Envision rapidly expanded by consolidating emergency physician, radiology, and anesthesia groups all over the country. Notably, Envision as a public company became known for pretty ridiculous moves, setting company-wide employee policies dictating performance-based compensation models for emergency physicians that were expected to turn a profit regardless of who came through the doors during their shift. These doctors were pressured to put dollars ahead of medicine, working longer hours and handling higher patient volumes as dictated by their employer. Some were even pushed to upsell services, as if getting a chest x-ray or a thyroid function test was like supersizing one's care. No move was more impactful than Envision's 2016 merger with AmSurg, a leading ambulatory surgery center management company. This move created one of the largest healthcare service providers in the United States, with a total enterprise value of around $15 billion, and applied the same profit-directed practices to surgical, anesthesia, and obstetric healthcare. However, in 2018, private equity firm KKR decided to take Envision private in a monumental $9.9 billion deal, including a staggering $5 billion in debt financing. Now, what is debt financing? Well, in basic terms, KKR had $5 billion and bought Envision for $10 billion, expecting to use profits to not only pay the rest, but make a killing at the same time. In order to maximize those profits and make this transition of private trading financially sound, Envision pursued an even more aggressive pricing strategy with insurance payers, demanding exorbitant rates for physician services. Healthcare payers were expected to receive more expensive claims than before, with minimal arbitration or litigation concern. This didn't go over well with most insurance companies, best exemplified by United Healthcare's decision to expand Optum, its own healthcare management company, while denying claims sent by Envision stating their rates for services didn't match cost of services models of other leading companies, Optum itself. Envision, in a last-ditch, morally lacking attempt to recoup losses, adopted balanced billing and going out of network, resulting in surprise bills for unsuspecting patients. By 2017, a startling 18% of all emergency room visits had at least one out-of-network charge, showing how vast Envision's impact was on American emergency healthcare. The consequences? Outrage from insurance payers, patients, the media, and eventually the government. As a response to the chaos, the No Surprises Act emerged in 2020, aiming to shield patients from surprise medical bills. This legislative move, while protecting patients, shifted the balance of power in negotiations from charging companies like Envision to payer companies like United Health Group. The dynamic landscape of contract negotiation and pricing became a battleground, with Envision finding itself on the losing side. And remember, all the physicians that had signed on with Envision had been promised a work balance of patient care without the management responsibilities on their shoulders. Envision employed doctors were stuck watching their employers stiff their patients and lose millions of dollars in the process. Needless to say, Envision faced a storm of financial challenges. Lawsuits, disputes, and a tarnished public image contributed to a downward spiral. In 2020, Envision generated a robust $1 billion. $1 billion! But just 2 years later, that number plummeted by 75% to $250 million. Ratings agencies downgraded Envision debt to junk levels, and in May 2023, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, leaving thousands of physicians and hospitals, let alone millions of patients, without emergency department healthcare services. What happened with Envision Healthcare teaches us about the delicate balance between growth, ethics, and financial strategy in the healthcare industry. It serves as a stark reminder that transparency and ethical practices are paramount, and that we as healthcare professionals are the best informed and equipped to navigate the evolving landscape. Advocating for positive changes becomes not just a choice, but a responsibility. Some of these changes include participating more actively in hospital committees, starting and or joining physician-owned groups that directly contract with local hospitals. To put it bluntly, taking on the management roles Envision offered to take care of. We can see how well it turned out when those most involved for financial reasons were the sole decision makers for how we are reimbursed for the work we do. Most importantly, we should all be aware. It's not like we were trained in medical school and residency on the intricacies of healthcare claims and independent dispute resolutions with healthcare payers. Continuing to educate ourselves on the absolute mess of American healthcare and using what we learn to actively participate and make change where we can for the benefit of our patients and ourselves is paramount. The less we participate, the worse it'll get.